For example, if you asked a priest, what's your life's purpose? He would say, or he could say, to serve God. That's it. That's it. Like, it's no more complicated than that. So every morning he wakes up and really he's asking himself, how can I serve God today? How can I serve God today? How can I serve God today? And that drives his behaviour throughout the day. That then drives the plans that he makes for the day, the sermon that he creates, what he dresses in, all those things get driven by that. And so you get that to serve God is really high up, like it's super in the clouds. That's where we need to be with purpose, like high in the clouds. And then, like I said, so if that's my purpose, well, what vehicles am I going to need to fulfill that? So my analogy is why I wrote the book Life CEO. Of course, how to take charge.
Nice, hold it up. I would like that front cover too. It's just, I love those colours, black, white, gold. Here we go.
Thank you. I did have my picture on the front, but I thought I'd upgrade it and take my picture off. Why did I hold this up? CEO, right? So think of a company. The CEO sits down, sometimes with a board, right, and goes, hey, what's this company about? What's our purpose? What are we here to do, right? It's a fairly big picture. He then has a whole pile of departments that help fulfill that. He's got a marketing department, a HR department, a sales department, a product development department. He has these missions, these vehicles that he uses to fulfill that purpose. And each of those missions, each of those missions, he gives a mission to. He says, hey, sales department, this is our purpose, and here's your role. This is how I see you playing this out. This is your mission, which is different to the HR one. For example, so my personal mission or my business mission is different to my marriage mission. But both of them together are pointing in the same direction to create the overall purpose. So really important there's alignment. I see so many people where their missions are not lining up. I'll do it this way, where their missions are not all lining up and pointing in the same direction, that they've got a mission going this way and a mission going this way. Yeah, two totally different.
They wonder why they can't find balance in their life.
Yeah, and they're pulling against each other. So we want to make sure our missions align up. He wants to make sure that his sales department and product development and HR department are all supporting each other. While they're all doing different things, they're heading in the same direction. And so then the CEO goes, okay, well, that's cool. So now we're clear on purpose. Everyone's clear on their missions. Now let's do some planning. Let's do some quarterly planning. He also sets a culture for the business. How we want to behave. Do we want to be fun? Do we want to be energetic? That's personality. He sets the personality. And then he goes, okay, guys, we got it. Go and be productive. Get some stuff done. And at the end of the year, he does a review and goes, how do we go? Are we broke or profitable? Now, if he's done it well, he's profitable. Every year they make more money. That's kind of the model we need to roll out for our life. We need to think about what's the overall purpose of our company. Where are we taking this thing? And it's really high level.
Could purpose just be to give unconditional love to the world? Could it be something as broad as that?
Yeah. Often when so here's the thing. Depends on how high you want to go with purpose, right? Because, when the priest goes to serve God, if we were to go, and why? Why? Because God is all loving. Yeah. And so it pretty much always ends with love, right at the very top, right? Sometimes that's just too high, and some people come one or two chunks down from that, right? To serve the community, to serve mankind, to make an impact, to make the planet a better place.
Would you still count those as purpose?
Yeah. It doesn't matter what I count. Do they wake up and go, I'm going to make the planet a better place today? Or they could go, you know what? My purpose is to make money. My purpose in life is to make money and build this business. Now, if we were to sit down and go, why? They'd go, well, because I want to make an impact, and I want to make an impact for my family. Why is that important? Well, because I love them. Yeah. And so often we go high up. Love's the answer. It always becomes the answer. But for us, as many of us, we need to take one or two chunks down, so it's just a little bit more tangible. Yeah, and that's okay too. Like I said though, if you were to ask a 25-year-old, what's your purpose? And they were two or three chunks down, it's going to look different to the 45-year-old, to the 75-year-old. Yeah, and that's perfectly okay. So purpose, it has kind of this slight shift every 10 years. It's like a slow flowing river. What does change every 1, 2, 5, maybe even 10 years is missions. Missions change significantly, and they sometimes come and go. Like, for example, when I was 25, I didn't have a father mission. Didn't exist because I didn't have any kids. And then I got to 30 and we had our first child, and all of a sudden, whoosh, there's a mission being slotted in, which is this vehicle of being a father to children and how that helps me fulfill my purpose.
So you're saying the missions sit under the purpose. They're the various different vehicles we have that help us achieve what the purpose is.
Correct. And that's really important to understand too, is that we are not our missions. I am not a father. Father is one of my missions. I am not a husband.
Why is that important? That's really interesting.
Because missions come and go. And sadly, sadly we can lose our kids, and then we question, who am I? If I'm no longer a father and my child died, for example, who am I? Where do I fit in? How do I belong? Or we get divorced and we're no longer a husband. Or, my background is I'm a chiropractor, and, let's say my hands get cut off and I can't be a chiropractor anymore. Well, who am I? So sometimes we attach the mission to us, and it sort of becomes bound to us. Or we hang on to, for example, a career mission, like I'm a chiropractor, and then there's an opportunity, and it's part of our purpose. There's an opportunity to do something different, to not be a chiropractor anymore. Like I'm coaching now, right? But if my identity was I'm a chiropractor, I can't be something else, right? So we've got to be able to let go of missions and allow new ones into our life. Yeah. So
that's a really, really poignant point you make there, because it's so easy to identify what it is that we're kind of doing, and it's so easy to identify with our missions. I'm a business owner. That's what I do. This is what we do in our business. That's who I am, But then if that business ain't there anymore, who are you?
It's a vehicle for the time, and I'm saying go deep. I'm saying completely connect with it. I'm saying, just really thrash that vehicle, like go hard. But recognise that sometimes there's a time to sell it and get another one. Yeah.
And you can own many vehicles at once.
You can own in fact, we all own many vehicles at one time. But the vehicles can change as we progress through our journey.